it plays out like a Bennifer romance, right? It plays
Is that our reference now? I guess so.
yeah. Like Tommy and Pam, like that kind of epic romance. Okay, congratulations on the film, but I have to say, your movie has alternative facts.
That's the first time I've heard
fictitious
that.
narrative.
Yep.
It's a lie. It is a lie. What do you have against fact checkers? What is happening here?
Everything that happened in this film is completely accurate.
Completely
I don't know what she
I don't even know which bit of the film you might be referring to. Are you insinuating that
I'm
Al...
calling you a liar.
Okay.
All of you. Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to pass it on to Al. He's going to be really upset. Yeah, I mean, I think as soon as I read the script for this, I was like, oh, right. How could Al's biopic have been anything else but a parody of the idea of biopics? And as Eric pointed out, like I thought of it as being like particularly the tropes of like musical biopics, but actually like it's everything. Like there's Boogie Nights references, and there's it's
Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
It's just the biggest film ever, is what Eric has set out to make.
The anticipation has been very high. People, as soon as your casting was announced, people were like, "This is amazing! I can't wait." But your added pressure is that you are playing opposite the person who you're playing. Like you share scenes with. Does that make sense? It's very.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're in the metaverse in that moment?
This whole film, every day was an exercise in having like an out-of-body experience and just trying to do your job. So yeah, I mean the scenes with Al, I think they were like maybe day 2. I actually did a lot of my acting scenes with Al. Was very strange, but luckily he's very nice and very generous and very like, he wasn't giving me incredibly harsh critiques over my shoulder in every scene. And actually, when you would make him laugh, or when you would see that he was enjoying a scene, you're like, okay, that is truly the most. That's why we're here. So yeah, there was pressure, but thankfully Al's a nice person who did not make me feel too intimidated.
Well, he's a nice person, but he's an icon. I mean, he's a legend. So I would imagine that it wasn't hard to get all the people to say yes who had cameos in the movie. But Eric's not here, so I need your help to answer this question. Like, these cameos, like it was,
I mean,
like,
Being in the hair and makeup trailer that day of the pool party was epic.
Yeah.
yeah.
The pool party scene, if something had happened that day on set, like 2/3 of the comedy world is decimated.
Yes.
Like it's really no, it was incredible. I mean, I think at least one of the cameos was basically cast off Twitter, because I think when it was announced that I was playing Al, Conan O'Brien tweeted that he wanted Rupert Grint to play him in his biopic, and I think that is maybe what led to Conan being in the movie.
Yeah.
And I think at least one other there were at least a couple of calls that Al got from people who were just literally like, I don't care what part it is, just put me in the movie.
Yeah, everybody just so desperately wanted to be there that they didn't care in what context.
You could see that, and you would imagine, like, how could you possibly say no? In fact, people are probably begging. Like, there's probably an edit cut list that of people who couldn't be included.
Probably, actually.
What I really love about the film is that obviously it works for film geeks, Weird Al insiders, and it's made for that, but you also enjoy it if you don't belong in those worlds. How did you all capture that tone and that balance?
Yeah, I mean, I think the tone of the film is really, really unique, and it is funny, but it's also a lot of the time the comedy is coming out of like it's like a grounded absurdism, which is the situations are insane, but it's all played quite straight. So I think, you don't, look, if you're an Al fan, and you know that there is so much for you in this movie, but if you're not, I think you basically just need to have seen movies to enjoy this.
Or know like pop culture icons, because just seeing these characters in these insane scenarios is entertaining enough.
Yeah, but I also think that it's something about Al himself, where he is niche, but he's universally appealing. What is it about him?
I mean, I think he has done something really extraordinary, which is to be, like, both incredibly, like, wholesome in a way and family friendly, but also there is, like, a genuinely demented, wild streak in him, which is, like, so it's never so wholesome that it's like cloying,
Yeah.
but it's never so like on the edge that you couldn't play it. Like it's just and it is basically all from just leaning into his, you know, this is not a film that you're supposed to come away from being like, oh, and the moral of the story is this. But if there is a sweet sort of thing in the movie, it's that you will find success and happiness the more you lean into your own weirdness and view it as an asset rather than something to be hidden away.
Yeah.
Probably the better things are going to go.
Mm-hmm.
If there is a villain in the film, though, thank you for identifying yourself. So you play Madonna, or a parody of a
version
Madonna.
of Madonna, yes.
And she is the big bad. She is the Thanos, I would say.
Yes. Yeah.
Of the film. So that must have been fun. Like, talk to me about being a Madonna the villain.
Well, it's funny, and you've spoken about this as well, how, you know, when you're first introduced to the characters, they're like the characters that you know, it's the Madonna that you know, and then slowly it becomes more and more unhinged, and then by the end it's just flown completely off the rails. Yeah. And so it was fun because I knew it was a parody, but I still wanted it to be good. I still studied her voice and mannerisms and watched tons and tons of videos of her, which was great. It was really fun. I forgot what a genius she is. And then on the day you just kind of got to like sprinkle cocaine all over it and then turn her into this like pathological lying sociopath who like joins a drug cartel. So yeah, by the end you're just kind of like the gloves are off, I guess.
It was the first day Evan stepped on set like as Madonna in the hair and makeup and costume with the voice and the whole, it was just like we were all just like, holy shit, this is incredible.
Yeah, it was
so
really
much
good
fun.
to get the seal of approval from everybody on that first day, because I was sweating, and then I was up to me and everybody that was just like, oh my God, your voice, everything.
So good.
But that's what it is. Like, I am a Madonna student.
Yes.
Because I grew up in the 80s.
We all are, yes.
And so the performance is absurd and sprinkled with cocaine, but it's rooted in
truth. Yes, exactly. And that's exactly what we're going for in this film.
You really leaned into that.
Yeah.
You really leaned into that ego. And so your scenes together, it plays out like a Bennifer romance, right? It plays
Is that our reference now? I guess so.
It plays out a little like Tommy and Pam, like that kind of epic romance.
Sure.
Did you approach the love affair in that way?
Oh, I mean, I think
we just dove in.
Did it?
Yeah,
I mean, those were our first scenes as well. Was like and it's also there's something like making out scenes are always like there's always a risk of awkwardness around it. There was something about the fact that like our job wasn't just to make out, but also like, can you knock this painting off the wall as you slam him against it? Like it was very, it was a very, very fun, like crazy scene to start off with.
It was, and like it's also hilarious watching us make out because you're dressed like Weird Al and I'm dressed like Madonna. So we were just looking at going, that's not us, that's Weird Al and Madonna making out. Like, I mean, it's just like doing it in costume. It's ridiculous. It was actually weird for me to see you out of costume because I'm so used to seeing you.
Yeah, I know the first time. Yeah, I shaved my moustache on the last couple of days of filming, and people saw me afterwards, and there was a real element of like, oh, your face is a lot less interesting without that now.
I will say very quickly, like, I'm excited for people to see the film because my association, there's a scene, when you like come down the staircase in your robe and boxers, there's a scene of Sebastian Stan playing Tommy in the series Pam and Tommy that's exactly the same, and he goes and opens the door.
Oh.
So yes.
Didn't even know that we were referencing that.
I'm just saying, I'm wondering whether or not the fans will put that together. Okay. We don't have much time, so lastly, rapid fire 3 quick questions that we're asking everybody at the festival this year about wishes. Okay. So, what is a film you wish you had been in?
A League of Their Own.
The Royal Tenenbaums.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Who is an actor you wish you could work with?
Susan Sarandon.
Frances McDormand.
Oh, yeah.
I sat next to her once or something and she seemed cool as shit.
My favorite is watching you approve of each other's answers. Okay. And finally, what other icon do you wish would receive a biopic?
I was saying Bill Murray earlier because people keep asking me this, so I don't know. I would love to see that, but I want it to be a parody.
That's the thing. Like in my head, I go like Bowie deserves one, all these people, but then I'm like,
They've had them though.
Right, they've all had them. Like
yeah.
has Iggy Pop had one?
No, I don't think so.
Iggy Pop.
Yeah.
Yeah. There
Got
you
it.
go.
Done. Thank you so much. This was
Thank
so
you.
fun. It was
No,
great to
thank
see
you
you
so much.
again,
Lovely to see you.
always. And thank you. It was, yeah, the movie is great. I love it.
I'm so glad you enjoyed it. That was awesome.
Okay, more press. Go do your thing.
Yeah,
Hope you
next.
get some rest.
Like the video? Then hit the button, or better yet, drop us a comment. Then check out our latest videos here. And don't forget to subscribe by hitting the button here for more celebrity interviews and entertainment news.